Xenophobia in AI systems. What is a normative loophole? A normative loophole is a gap or ambiguity in ethical rules, laws, or guidelines that let someone or something, like an AI, follow the exact wording of the rules but still act in a way that clearly goes against their intended spirit or purpose. The behavior is technically allowed, but most people would see it as wrong, unfair, or harmful. Example: an AI can appear fair and non-xenophobic while still discriminating. For instance, a voice assistant claims to support English but works badly for Indian or Nigerian accents. A hiring tool avoids using nationality directly but uses zip codes or sports interests as proxies that target foreigners, or a system passes fairness tests because the test data left out migrant groups. In each case, the AI follows the written rules perfectly, yet the outcome is still xenophobic. Most fixed bias in AI tools only care about making things fair for groups that have special protection under the law, like race, gender, age, disability, religion. They usually ignore other kinds of unfairness, like being poor, short, ugly, or having unpopular opinions, because those groups aren't legally protected. So the tools say, we made it fair for black versus white and men versus women, done. Even if the AI is still super unfair in many other ways. Within AI research, the identification of hate speech, or dangerous speech, has emerged as a key area of focus for efforts to combat xenophobia, leading to the advancement of content moderation systems that aim to reduce the spread of hateful and dangerous speech across social media platforms. Acknowledging that xenophobia has both institutional and structural dimensions is important. The initial point pertains to the differentiation between xenophobia and various other forms of intergroup prejudice, particularly racism, the distinctiveness problem. The subsequent point revolves around defining the criteria for what is considered xenophobia, in light of the pervasive disparities in how rights and responsibilities are assigned to citizens versus non-citizens in today's nation-states, the threshold problem. What is a civic ostracism? Civic ostracism refers to the act of society intentionally excluding an individual from regular public life without resorting to imprisonment or violence. Although they remain physically present, they are treated as if they no longer fit in, overlooked, cancelled, denied employment, platforms, or chances, and regarded as morally harmful to associate with. This form of punishment is social and civic, exiling a person from acceptable society through shamming and exclusion instead of legal means. Imminent assessments of xenophobia. The assessment of whether an AI system causes disadvantage to foreigners that are deemed discriminatory by societal norms. In other words, if AI systems produce inequities that exceed the officially accepted distinctions in rights, responsibilities, and resources that differentiate citizens from non-citizens, then the system is inherently xenophobic, breaching the standards that its user formally follows. Transcendent assessment of xenophobia. That is to say, they contravene ethical guidelines that ought to be maintained, regardless of whether the individual or organization formally recognizes or accepts them. While we consider that broad assessments of xenophobia are vital for ethical discourse in global contexts, frequently, AI systems can be made considerably fairer simply by ensuring that inherently understood xenophobia is avoided. We recognize three primary types of harms that can arise from a xenophobic AI system. First, such a system may lead to unfair material disadvantages, distributing resources in a manner that systematically and unjustly penalizes certain individuals based on their actual or perceived foreignness. For instance, an AI system might prioritize medical benefits for citizens over non-citizens, as well as for individuals with names commonly linked to foreign backgrounds. Secondly, a xenophobic system can refuse individuals the appropriate ethical acknowledgement by either formally or informally interacting with them in manners that convey a sense of civic exclusion. For instance, an AI system might create descriptions or images of citizens from a specific background that reinforce negative stereotypes regarding their socioeconomic conditions or alleged willingness to work. Thirdly, a xenophobic system may limit the proper exercise of individuals' rights, for instance, by subjecting them to biased treatment by the police, unfairly distributing access to legal actions, or giving unwarranted priority to specific groups over others on platforms for speech expression. Tangible algorithmic harms are defined as specific, quantifiable negative effects that algorithmic systems, such as AI, machine learning models, and automated decision systems, have in the real world. These harms go beyond mere theoretical biases or unfairness reflected in abstract metrics. They have a direct impact on individuals' lives, finances, safety, freedom, or opportunities. Here are the primary categories of tangible algorithmic harms that have well-documented real-world examples. Discrimination and disparate impact. Algorithms can replicate or intensify bias towards protected groups, resulting in unfair treatment. Examples: Apple Card 2019, Goldman Sachs credit limit algorithm gave women systematically lower credit limits than men with similar or worse financial profiles. Regulators investigated. Amazon's hiring tool 2014-2018, trained on historical resumes, mostly male, it downgraded any resume containing the word women's, e.g., Women's Chess Club, and penalized graduates of women's colleges. COMPAS recidivism tool, U.S. prisons. ProPublica 2016 investigation showed black defendants were almost twice as likely as white defendants to be falsely labeled high risk. Unjust refusal of necessary services or benefits. Algorithms mistakenly reject individuals from obtaining housing, loans, insurance, welfare, and more. Examples: Dutch CRI system, 2014-2020, welfare fraud detection algorithm flagged low-income and minority neighborhoods disproportionately, led to harassment and wrongful benefit cuts, ruled unlawful by the Hague District Court in 2020. Michigan MyDAS robodebt system, 2013-2017, automatically accused 40,000 plus citizens of unemployment fraud, imposed penalties, and seized tax refunds. Over 93% of accusations were false. Australian robodebt 2016-2019, Centrelink's income averaging algorithm wrongly issued debt notices to 700,000 people, caused suicides and massive class action settlement, $1.8 billion. Physical harm and death. Autonomous or semi-autonomous systems can cause direct harm or fatalities. Examples: in 2018, an Uber self-driving car in Tempe, Arizona, was involved in a fatal incident. The vehicle's perception system mistakenly identified a pedestrian pushing a bicycle as a false positive, which led to the deactivation of its emergency braking system. Tesla's autopilot FSD accidents, over 30 fatalities recorded by 2025, where the system was unable to recognize trucks, emergency vehicles, or other road dangers. The Boeing 737 MAX MCAS incidents, Lion Air 610 and Ethiopian 302, 2018-2019, involved a malfunctioning angle of attack sensor and a non-transparent MCAS algorithm that took control away from the pilots, resulting in the tragic loss of 346 lives. Widespread surveillance and its stifling effects. Algorithms facilitate large-scale privacy violations, resulting in self-censorship or persecution. Examples: China's social credit system and the Xinjiang IJOP app. Algorithms identify suspicious activities such as praying, purchasing knives, and reaching out to family overseas. This has led to the detention of 1 to 3 million Uyghurs in camps. US NSA PRISM plus predictive policing, Predpol, Palantir Gotham, disproportionately targeted minority neighborhoods, leading to overpolicing and wrongful stops. Economic exploitation and labor harm. Algorithms prioritize profit, often at the cost of workers and consumers. Examples: YouTube and TikTok's recommendation algorithms can lead to the radicalization of users, such as promoting far-right or terrorist content, which may result in real-world violence. For instance, the Christchurch shooter referenced YouTube radicalization. Misinformation amplification leading to real harm. Recommendation and ranking algorithms disseminate misleading information that can lead to fatalities or riots. Examples: the role of Facebook in the Rohingya genocide in Myanmar, 2017-2018. Algorithms failed to control the spread of hate speech and fake news, contributing to the ethnic cleansing of over 700,000 people, as highlighted by a UN fact-finding mission. COVID-19 misinformation, 2020-2023. YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter's algorithms have promoted content that is anti-vaccine and offers fake cures, which is linked to preventable deaths. Studies indicate hundreds of thousands in the US alone. Denial of justice/wrongful arrest. Mistakes in facial recognition, resulting in wrongful arrests. Examples: Robert Williams, Detroit, 2020, Nigeria Parks, New Jersey, 2019, and Portia Woodruff, Detroit, 2023, are all black individuals who were wrongfully arrested due to inaccurate facial recognition matches. These are the first documented cases of AI-related wrongful arrests in the US. Social media can intensify xenophobia, particularly in areas where there is already some level of xenophobic feeling. The low barriers to entry, dependence on user-generated content, challenges in moderation, and the rise of filter bubbles create obstacles that can facilitate the rapid dissemination of misinformation and possibly harmful and hateful rhetoric aimed at individuals perceived as outsiders. Machine learning significantly influences the new trends in how people consume content on social media. Personalized news feeds can create feedback loops, which may enhance existing opinions and biases, leading to auto-propaganda. Deepfakes are a new example of how AI can amplify the spread of misinformation, whether it's done by malicious people and organizations or as a tool for state propaganda. The rise of deepfake detection technology could assist in tackling this issue, at least until deepfake technology evolves to a point where it is indistinguishable from genuine images, videos, and audio streams. The adversarial robustness of deepfake detection models is vital in this scenario, considering the recognized weaknesses of neural computer vision systems to adversarial perturbations. Progress in natural language processing could enhance the development of more dependable hate speech detection and sentiment prediction systems, along with better automated topic analysis in social media posts across various modalities. This enhanced monitoring could also assist in enabling targeted interventions, such as counter-speech, to reduce xenophobic feelings, protect marginalized groups, and lessen the chances of escalating into potential violent conflict. Collaborative initiatives in the semi-automatic identification of fake news, along with the detection of bots and troll accounts, are essential for creating secure online environments. Incorporating human oversight in filtering processes and ensuring transparency in AI-based content moderation might be crucial to tackle biases present in language systems. Even though xenophobic bias is a major factor contributing to discrimination and conflict around the globe, it has not been officially acknowledged or thoroughly evaluated in the development of AI systems. This oversight poses a significant danger of exacerbating harm to marginalized groups and increasing fear and intolerance towards outsiders, potentially resulting in violence and conflict on both societal and broader scales.